I'm loving every minute of it, but I'm not playing, and I'm not distracted. So, but there was a reason, like I said, before all this gambling became legalized, that they kept the players out of here. And all the leagues kept the players out of here. So I think this, you're kind of, we're playing with fire a little bit.
Right, so you think keeping them 25 miles away in Lake Las Vegas is a good idea?
Yes, I think it's a great idea. I would have kept them in Arizona myself. Keep everybody out of here until the game. Get them in here on the morning of the game. That's what I would say.
What do the Bills need to do to get past the Chiefs in the AFC?
Well, they got hurt at the end of the year like the Dolphins. Both teams' defenses were decimated with injuries. Josh Allen's great. Sean McDermott's a great coach. We all love Sean. That was a ballsy move by them to fire their offensive coordinator and then go on this 5-6 game winning streak, and Josh was playing out of his mind. So, look, they didn't lose the playoff game in Kansas City because of Josh Allen and the offense. That was the defensive problem at the end of the first half, the second half, that gave them a chance to tie the game with 13 seconds to go. So they got to get healthy on defense. They need more defense, and I do think they need a legitimate young number one wide receiver or tight end to go along with the tight ends that they have, Kincaid and Knox. Because a three tight end situation in the NFL is a bitch to deal with from a defensive standpoint when you're deploying them all over the field, which Kincaid showed that he can do. I'm not saying he is Travis Kelce, but I'm saying, you think about him, the kid at Detroit, LaPorta, these young tight ends, they see these guys playing. They see George Kittle. They see, Kelce, who saw all those great tight ends like Gronk playing, and look at what they've turned into. So this young breed of tight end is a totally different animal than we've seen on the field for a very long time.
Hey, Boomer, I know somebody's probably already asked, or nobody's asking.
Yes. Jared, what's up?
What makes Patrick Mahomes great from a quarterback perspective? What you appreciate?
So I started this at the beginning. He hasn't been spectacular in this run here, but he's been brilliant. It's the nuances of the game. And I cannot tell you that I know what Travis Kelce's doing when he leaves the line of scrimmage. I watched their tape, and as a former player who played the position and who wanted to know where all of his players were supposed to be so I can anticipate, he and Travis do things on the field that I've never seen players do before. Some of the greatest quarterback, wide receiver, tight end combinations don't play the game like the two of them play. They're playing a different game than everybody else. And even though he hasn't been spectacular, I think 1 or 2 sacks in the last 4 playoff games going back to last year's Super Bowl, no turnovers, and dare I say, he managed the game in the second half of last week's win against Baltimore, in which they didn't score any points. He managed the game. So he's a game manager. He's a system player. Oh, I think Brock Purdy's that too, I think. So, but Patrick's on the penthouse to brilliance, and he's getting to that level of, I can't even explain. I think all of us as quarterbacks appreciate his poise and his understanding of the game. And he and Andy, like I always say, the most important relationship in professional sports in this country is the quarterback and the head coach of a football team. If they're on the same page, that quarterback's going to be successful, and that coach is going to get the best out of that quarterback. And we have that in this game. We have Kyle with the young Brock Purdy, and we have old Andy Reid, the sage, with the young, Patrick Mahomes, who's lived up to every expectation. So it's a great matchup, but I just think the word brilliance is how I would describe Patrick Mahomes.